Alright, so I'm going to talk to you today about 5 practice strategies that you can use on any music on which you're stuck. We're going to use Slow It Down, Chunk It, Pencil Power, Say and Show, and 5 Time Perfect to help you learn anything. Alright, so the first practice strategy we're going to use today is Slow It Down. So I'm going to play a little selection for you and then show you how the strategy can help. Alright, so that didn't work very well for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down so that I have time to think about what I'm doing. And then eventually I'm going to work on speeding it back up. So I'm going to try that same song really slowly. I'm going to go so slowly that I can't make any mistakes. I have time to think about everything I need to think about. Now, you might have to do that a couple of times to make sure that it really sticks with you, but then we try it again. Once we get it down really well, we try it again a little bit faster. Now, full speed. So one of the challenges we might find in this song is that I'm having trouble remembering my fingerings or I'm having trouble remembering and counting. I can think about it when I'm not playing, but when I have to play, I get stuck. So to help us get across that gap, we can take our pencil and write in a couple of things. So this first rhythm I figured out how to count it. It's going to be 1 and a 2 and a. So I'm just going to write that in. The next couple of beats, I can't remember what the positions are fast enough when I'm playing. So I've looked them up already. I figured out what they are. I know what they are. So to help me remember them, I'm just going to write them in. Now when I'm practicing it, I know I'm going to practice it the right way. Sometimes when we're working on some music, the whole song isn't difficult. We just find small chunks that are really tough for us. And so that's where we're going to use the strategy Chunk It. We're just going to take out the hard part and work on just the hard part. So for me on this one, the last measure is really hard. I'm going to have trouble getting that. So I'm just going to work on just that last measure. Now once I have that down and I'm pretty comfortable with that, I'm going to put it back into the larger chunk. So I'm going to try the last 2 measures and see if I can still do that last measure just as well. Well, that didn't go so well. So I'm going to go back to my small chunk. Since that went pretty well, now I'm going to try the full song. Sometimes it can be hard to think of everything we need to think about and play at the same time. So we can just take the playing off the table. We can use what we call Say and Show. So I'm going to go through 4 notes here that I'm having trouble getting them all fast enough. So rather than play them all at the same time, I'm just going to go through the slide positions, or the fingerings, depending on what instrument you have, and say the letter names while I do it. F, B flat, D, F, F, B flat, D, F, F, B flat, D, F. Once I feel like I've got that down, I'm going to go back to playing it. That works pretty well. This also works with rhythms. You can do the rhythms and the fingerings at the same time. 1 E-N, 2 E-N. 1 E-N, 2 E-N. 1 E-N, 2 E-N. Alright, the last strategy we're going to talk about is playing it 5 times perfectly. Because we don't want to practice it till we get it right. We want to practice it till we can't get it wrong. So I'm going to combine a couple strategies and I'm just going to take a small chunk and I'm going to play it until I can get it 5 times in a row without making a mistake. There's 1, 2, oh, I hit some wrong notes, so I have to go back to 0, and I'm going to keep practicing it until I can get it 5 times in a row with no mistakes. So we've talked about 5 different strategies today that you can use when you're practicing at home. You can slow it down, you can use pencil power, you can chunk it, you can use say and show, and you can do it 5 times perfectly. You can use any of these things to help you out when you get stuck. If you're using them and you're still getting stuck, write down any questions you might have, bring it into class, bring it into a lesson so that we can continue to work on it together and help you be your best.